So, good evening, everyone who came here today, and especially I'm really grateful to welcome here those who joined us via our online translation by different media resources, especially our strategic partner from Indonesia, IBLAM students, who also are watching us. Hi, everyone, guys. And we will be really happy to host them here in Vladivostok on May. So if you came here today, it means that you're not indifferent to global problems which are occurring in the world, and you also want to learn more about the international relations and foster your public speaking, your negotiation skills, and so on. So please don't get sleep and listen attentively to the presentation. And in the end, of course, you will have an opportunity to ask any question you like. So let it go. Today, I would like to tell you more about one of the brightest events of the spring, Far Eastern Model UN, which will take place here in Far Eastern Federal University, Vladivostok, Russia, in the beginning of May. So, the main organizers of this event are the Far Eastern Federal University and youth-led organization Model United Nations of the Russian Far East. And if you heard about us but did not understand what we are actually doing, I would like to clarify just a little on that. So we are an organization with 18 years history who would like to foster the potential of young leaders here in the Russian Far East, foster their leadership, their public speaking, negotiation skills, as well as English language and knowledge in international relations. And we are doing so via conduction of different events, particularly our Model UN conferences, which are conducted twice a year. And winners of our winter conference are credentialed to participate in National Model UN in New York. And more than that, for now, we have a team who are in New York and the headquarters of the United Nations, debating and representing Far Eastern Federal University. And also, we have different kinds of projects like summer program for school children, autumn master classes, various educational projects like roundtables, set of lectures, and climate projects as well. So our range of activities is really wide, and also we often invited to organize different events of various scale. So, for example, if we count the participation of immunotherapy in international events just for a half of a year, we can name UpRefer for undergraduate leaders program for Asia-Pacific Premium Universities. Also, the first Eastern Youth Economic Platform, which was organized for the first time in Vladivostok this year in frames of Eastern Economic Forum. Also, it is regional program of World Festival for Youth and Students, and many other events we are invited to organize and participate in. So, if you're wondering what is the real connection between Model UN and actually United Nations, so I will tell you about it more. As I said, our members represent the Russian Federation abroad and headquarters of the United Nations annually in frames of the conferences. And more than that, for more than 3 years, we already are invited to be as a secretariat at FUNA International Model United Nations, which is one of the largest MEN conferences in the world. So and you can see the members of MENRFI performing from GA rostrum and delivering their speeches here. And more than that, we often meet various UN experts, ambassadors, as well as World Bank representatives and many others. So, but coming to the presentation of the conference, I would like to ask you, what is Model UN? What is the principle of this movement, and so on? Did you hear something about it previously? Except for those who already involved in the organization. Anything? What is this? Okay, maybe someone from experienced immunotherapy members can say something. Yes, you can.
Okay, according to my short experience in Model United Nations, I would say that Model United Nations is when you are learning how to represent the interests of the country, of people you may not agree with. For example, I represented Italy during the annual conference in December, and sometimes I didn't agree with the position of this country. Also, Model of the United Nations is a place where you can feel yourself as a real diplomat, as a person who is higher than just a student, and it's really cool. And I would like all of you to feel this very experience because it's really amazing.
Thank you very much. Yeah, basically you have underlined the main aspects. Like in frames of Model UN conference, we simulate work of different United Nations bodies. So United Nations has a lot of different organs under its auspices, and particular organs are responsible for solving a set of problems. So for example, we would like to discuss international peace and security. And we are going to the Security Council and represent different member states. And what is interesting, that I'm, for example, from Russia, but I am given the position of Bolivia. And I need to immerse into like culture of this country. I need to know its policy. I need to know its official position. And it's really interesting because it changes your perspective and your vision to some particular problems in the world and just general situation in the world affairs. So participating also in the conference, delegates, as I said, foster their personal and professional skills. So they're trying to negotiate about particular problem, representing different interests. They're fostering their writing skills, creating a document of frames of conference. They also become strong leaders, gathering a group of people and learning how to work in team. So do you have any questions about Model UN? What is it? How does it work? Okay, maybe questions will be later. So, and moreover, as I said, now I will tell you more about the conference itself. So maybe you saw our posts on Instagram, VK, Facebook, and heard the phrase like the only Model UN conference in Russia which applies UN format, unique conference, and so on. So what does UN means? UN is the format which was developed by the United Nations Department of Public Information. So it means that it was developed by the organization to model UN movement, for them to apply it and understand how real UN works. So it simulates three main stages of decision making in the United Nations, which are debates, negotiation, and action phase. Action phase, in other words, is an adoption of the resolution by committee, which is made by delegate in frames of the conference. So, more than that, the ultimate goal of the conference for each committee is to achieve consensus. The delegates are coming with different positions and different perspectives how to solve a particular problem. And they're tasked to negotiate and create a set of resolutions which will be acceptable for everyone, because more than 80% of the resolutions in the United Nations are adopted by consensus. And here delegates also learn how to do this decision making, applying this approach. More than that, this format provides delegates to not only represent the positions of country, but also be closer to the secretariat, the organizers of the conference, and apply for position of General Assembly officials. So it means that they will have an opportunity to moderate the work of the committee and kind of see the conference from another perspective. And more than that, the thing we all proud of, like last FEMA, we are organizing this event for 3 years in a row. And last FEMA was really significant because we had here the model UN coordinator and former UN employee, Mr. William Yurtyev, who was one of the developers of this format. So he came here in Vladivostok and from the first hand explained delegates how to apply this format, how does the UN work, and delivered a set of lectures, trainings, and seminars. And if you would like to be involved in Model UN, but you're simply afraid of that, and you probably do not understand some moments how it will be, like, I will go to the conference and what will happen next? You have no idea, right? But here, you will have 1 day and a half to immerse into this atmosphere and to attend the trainings where you will be you will be taught how to debate and what should you do in frames of the committee work. Next. And coming to the main things for the conference, we will simulate 3 committees. In each committee, delegates represent 1 country, so it means that you will be working alone in the committee. But you can represent a country in the persons of 3 in various committees. So it means 1 person goes to first committee, 1 person goes to this committee, and the 3rd person will go to this one. We're simulating the work of General Assembly, Second Committee, and Fifth Committee, and Security Council. Do you know what is the features of General Assembly? Okay. Yeah, maybe someone from who have already participated will say. Okay, we have one hand.
So the General Assembly is the main room where each and every delegate of 193 countries, member states of the UN, discuss wide range of different problems, different issues, and actually this is the main, I would say, the main body of the General Assembly because it consists all member states of it.
Yeah, you're right. So General Assembly is the biggest organ of the United Nations, and it has 193 countries. But here, of course, we will not have 193 countries, so please don't be afraid that you will come to the room and see 200 people. It will be not so scary. And General Assembly discuss various problems and adopts the resolution which are not obligatory for states. So basically, in real world, they have an opportunity to follow the recommendations produced by General Assembly or not to follow. And the next body is Security Council. I think it's also a really famous one, especially those who kind of track on the global news. And do you know what is this? Okay, so Security Council is the United Nations body which is responsible for international peace and security. And the resolutions adopted by Security Council are obligatory for all member states to implement. Do you know how many members are in the Security Council? 15, yeah, right. And 5 of them are permanent ones. Do you know who are them?
Yes, we know.
Yeah, you know, yeah. It's great. So it's one more time. It's Russian Federation, United Kingdom, United States, France, and China. Yes. So in phase of the conference, we will simulate 3 of this body. And the first agenda for committee is promotion of international cooperation to combat illicit financial flows in order to foster sustainable development. This agenda is for those people who are interested in economics. So it discusses the illegal financial flows from one country to another, from businesses to governments and so on. So if you're interested in international economy and economic security, this agenda is definitely for you. The second one is improving mechanisms for accountability and transparency within the United Nations system. This agenda will allow you to understand why there is a criticism towards the United Nations for now. So maybe you heard that there are positive opinions about the United Nations and negative opinions about that. And by researching on this agenda, by preparing for this topic, you will have an opportunity to understand who is right and who is wrong, and what solutions can be implemented in order to improve the situation within the United Nations. And the last but not the least, the topic for Security Council, the situation in the Middle East, including the Palestinian question. I would say it's one of the most difficult topics for the entire global community for the last 50 years, and it's really complicated to find solution for this problem. But you as delegates has this opportunity maybe to bring new ideas and your unique vision towards this issue. Yeah, next. And now I'd like to introduce to you the Secretariat of FEMAN 2018, those people who are making this conference, and I will briefly describe each one of them. So first of all, I would like to introduce GA2 Secretary Ms. Anna Timokhina, who is really experienced immunotherapy member and participated in several Model UN conferences in Russia and abroad, including National Model UN in Japan and New York. She also served as a Secretary General to our previous annual conference and really involved in all organization of all international projects which we carry out here. The next person is Security Council Director, Mr. Ilya Kopets, who is originally from Blagoveschensk, and now, as I said, we have a team coming to New York to participate in the conference, and 2 of our Secretariat members are in this delegation, so now they are receiving from the first-hand UN experience. And Mr. Ilya Kopets also really experienced immunotherapy member, and he realizes his activity in Blagoveschensk, one more city of the Russian Far East. And the last secretary is Ms. Diana Terещенko, who also really active in terms of Model UN movement, and she last year, she participated in World Festival of Youth and Students in Sochi, and also this year she became a participant to Russia-UK Student Economic Forum. So all our Secretariat members are quite diverse personalities, and they're really active in their social life and student life as well. And also I would like to introduce to you Undersecretary General for Conference Management, who is responsible for all infrastructural arrangement, Mr. Igor Klimovic, who you can observe here near the laptop. And he also is a member of IMINRFI for several years, and this autumn he participated in Georgia International Model Year in Indonesia and got a verbal recognition here. And just a couple words about me. I'm like the Secretary General of this conference, and all questions related to the registration of the conference agenda, you can refer to me and to you as well. I also was like in organizing teams of various projects, including those which I listed previously, like Eastern Youth Economic Forum, regional program of Festival of Youth and Students, and many others. And I also participated in National Model Year in Japan and New York. And this year I served as the Secretariat member to Pune International Model Year Discovery. So for now, I would like you to take the picture of this slide, and in case you will need some information, you can go to our official website. There all the information about registration is available. Also, you can join us on our official networks like Facebook, VK, we also have Instagram, and you have an opportunity to ask via phones any question you're interested in. And also, I would like to announce two Instagram contests which we are going to conduct. The first one, you see this number on the screen, and using WhatsApp or Telegram, you need to type your name or any sign you like, any word you like to this number, and in 5 days we will randomly choose the person without knowing who is he, and he or she. He will receive a special prize from Model United Nations of the Russian Far East. But that's not all. We also have an Instagram contest. As you may see, we have some IMINRFI accessories, I would say, on the table, and UN flag. You can also take funny pictures here and use Sustainable Development Goals pictures, post them on Instagram and tag IMINRFI, like the name of our organization, and put the hashtag. And also in 5 days, the winner of this contest will be identified. So, and in conclusion, I would like to say that my history of connection with FEMON began in 2016 when I, being a first-year student participating in this conference, and I became one of the winners of this conference, and later went to NMUN Japan. And last year I realized that I really want to become an organizer of this event, just to provide also students who are really ambitious, who are striving to success, who are striving to immerse in this atmosphere of diplomacy, international relations, to create this conference. And as a result, it came out really successful because we had a UN expert here, and for this year we are also planning to have experts coming and conducting different seminars, trainings, lectures for you, and create all conditions for you to have really fruitful debates and foster your leadership and your personal development. So this is the end of presentation. Thank you very much for coming. Do you have any questions? Like in case, yeah?
Actually, we have a question from Indonesia, but right now, okay, the question is, we as Indonesian students really interested with this conference, but do you have any special measure for us, like foreigners?
Oh, what do you mean by measures?
I suppose so, like services, I mean, I don't know.
If we are talking about the financial stuff, like financing of the trip, we have established a grant competition which is aimed at attraction of people from other parts of Russia and abroad. So you can apply for grant competition, and if you will be selected, you will have an opportunity to receive free accommodation during conference or 50% sale for your travel costs. And also for foreigners, if you're concerned about visa, after the registration will be completed, we get a credential to provide delegates with the invitation. However, they also make the arrangements related to visa invitation in their countries as well. So maybe I did not understand the question correctly. And do we have any other? So no questions from Indonesia for now, right?
Yes. Or no? Okay, in case we have, I'll tell you.
Okay, yeah. So I think on this time the official part of the presentation is finished. So please take pictures, like have fun, and enjoy your evening. Thank you very much. Yeah, and guys, please, just for 1 minute, do not leave your places. Our community members will distribute flyers for you to have all necessary contacts and reminder about the conference. Hey, do we still have a live translation?
Yeah.
So I think it's the end. Ребят, вы можете делать картинки, в общем, фотографии, постить их в Инстаграм. Вот такая официальная формальная часть закончилась. У нас здесь есть прикольный флаг, прикольный хэштег, всякие картинки.